Good morning and happy Thursday, you guys. I realize I haven't gone live in a really long time, so I thought I would just jump on here as I'm getting my breakfast ready for the day. I actually got up at 4 o'clock this morning, so I'm eating breakfast a little bit later, but I play around with intermittent fasting, so I'm kind of at a 16-hour fast with that. I'm not going to talk about intermittent fasting right now, but if you want to know more about it, just shoot me a message. Right now I am getting my breakfast together and thought that I would just show you guys that it doesn't take long to throw breakfast together. It's going to take me, I have a call at 9 o'clock this morning. It's going to take me 14 minutes to do this, hopefully less, so that I have time to actually eat it. If you guys are on, just throw me up some hearts and likes. Let me know that you're here. And I'm just going to go over what I'm going to make for breakfast. So I typically like to start the day with a lot of greens. I like to have greens in all my meals, actually. I'm a veggie fanatic. And I got a box of produce yesterday. So I have kale and I have rainbow chard. If you can see, there's yellow, purple, orange, white, kind of a pink color in here too. So fun with food. And I'm just gonna take a couple of the kale leaves. And the way that I do it, so there's baby kale that you might see in the store. This is actually normal kale, and then there's dinosaur kale as well. So I take the end and I just kind of strip it like that, and then the stem is done. And with the chard, I'm just gonna chop it up and kind of make it into bite-sized pieces. So I'll kind of get going with that right now. I'm actually gonna get the chard going first because it's a little tougher, so it needs a little bit more time to break down. But, you know, I am a proponent that you don't need to have breakfast foods for breakfast necessarily. So I tend to kind of, you know, typical meals for me is a protein, veggies, and fat, no matter what. I don't do a lot of starches right now, just because that's been working for me. So I have my pan, and I have coconut oil. I'm going to do about a tablespoon of coconut oil so that I can start cooking my Swiss chard down a little bit. So I'm going to get that going on the stove. And I know that there's that whatever article about coconut oil not being good for you. I think it's bullshit. I'm just going to say it. I think coconut oil is great for you. It's a great fat. There's good saturated fat. There's bad saturated fat. Coconut oil is a great saturated fat. It's the saturated fat that's more in protein that kind of messes with our system. So have your own feelings on that. If you don't like coconut oil, feel free to use, you can use grass-fed butter like Kerrygold, or you can use olive oil. You just want to be careful of the smoke point on olive oil. So olive oil I typically will reserve for like salad dressings when I'm not cooking. So I'm going to throw my chard into the pan. And then I'm going to get my kale going a little bit as well. So I'm doing the veggies first because they need a little bit longer to cook down, wilt down. So it seems like a ton of greens that I'm putting in here, but it's gonna cook down to kind of nothing. Similar to like spinach. You know, it seems like a ton, and then you cook it and you're like, okay, that's not a lot at all. So some of this is from the farm that I work at, and some of this is actually from a company called Imperfect Produce. And what they do is they take kind of surplus produce or produce that doesn't look perfect, and they sell it to people for a discounted rate. I think it's like 30 to 50% off. And it's perfectly good. It just doesn't, it's not grocery store ready. You know, it has little blemishes or it's an odd shape, but still delicious. And personally, it pains me that we waste so much food in this country. So if I'm able to kind of do my part and help reduce that waste, I will. Like today, I had a ton I have tomatoes and zucchini and pepper from the garden, and I can't eat it all. So I brought it to the gym, gave it to some lovely ladies, and they get to enjoy it. So these are actually mushrooms that I'm gonna add in. They're called wood ear mushrooms, so they look a little funny, but they taste just like normal mushrooms. They're just kind of a different shape, which is kind of fun. You know, there's all different sorts of, you know, there's different types of Swiss chard, there's different types of kale, there's a lot of different mushrooms. So, you know, I even have orange cauliflower in my refrigerator right now. So cauliflower can be purple, it can be white, it can be yellow. You know, nature has a lot of fun. So I'm just adding the mushrooms in there. I'm not adding salt. When you're cooking mushrooms, you really want to add salt at the end because it pulls way too much moisture out if you add it in the beginning. So just a little note on that. So we are 5 minutes into this. That's all cooking down. You can kind of see like the vibrant green. It was kind of mounded up, so it's cooking down right now. And I'm just going to give that a second. And I'm going to add eggs. So eggs are going to, of course I set off the smoke detector. This is what happens when you go live. Sorry, Hunter. See, I am not a perfect person whatsoever, so I set off the smoke detector while cooking. I do that more often than you guys think, actually. Okay, so back to what I was saying about eggs before the smoke detector decided to go off on me. I took a couple eggs, I put it in the blender and just spun it up for a quick second with some salt and pepper. Super easy, super fast. And you can whisk it by hand. I actually just like that the blender kind of aerates it a little bit. So now that that has cooked down even further, I'm just gonna add the eggs right into it, and those are gonna cook up super, super fast. So I'm actually gonna bring you guys over here because that's gonna go faster than I think. And once this is done, I'm ready to eat. So we're almost at 10 minutes. Had the little interruption of the smoke detector. If you want, you could add sweet potatoes to this. You can add a starch to it. I like sweet potatoes. I think it'd be a great hash with this. You could add ground turkey as well with it. So this very easily could be lunch. This could very easily be dinner, whatever you kind of want it to be. So I'm going to put it on the plate. Turn that off. I think we're okay now that it shouldn't be smoking too much. But that is my breakfast, you guys. That's a couple minutes of my time, and I have a delicious breakfast made with really great ingredients. I'm gonna actually get sriracha because I love spicy. So I'm gonna add a little sriracha and then it's good to go. You want some, Lori? I got you. And so that's breakfast. Super simple, super fast. What I was gonna say is that when you have fresh ingredients and when you have good quality ingredients, you don't have to do a lot to it. I added salt and pepper and I added sriracha, and that is my flavoring. You know, I did a little salt. I like salt, but I don't need a lot. I like to be able to taste what I'm eating. So that's it, you guys. If you have any questions, if you guys want recipes, Hunter's here. He smells the food. Just shoot me a quick message. I am constantly working on meal plans for people and coming up with new recipes. Hi, Mary. Hope you're not driving right now, Mary. So I love you guys. Hope you guys have a good Thursday, and we are almost to the weekend, which is awesome. Okay, he's not gonna look at the face. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will check in with you later. Bye.